Hello, here we are on Alloy Day 10 here at Experimental Sound Studio. I'm really excited to dig into, after a few days away from it, the John Cage setup again of the Sonatas and Interludes for prepared piano from 1948. It is a longer, bigger setup that takes a lot of careful planning and takes a while to figure out and set up and break down. So I'm going to take advantage of that and practice a bunch of music that's used for that setup. So one of which is the Sonatas and Interludes by John Cage himself, which I'll be playing in May, preparing for that concert. And the other stuff is for another concert in April of new works that have been written in the past 7 years, since 2018. I'm really excited to get into that. And then finally, I'll be working on a four-hand piece that I wrote that will be recorded with the great Adam Tendler on piano. And I'll be doing that with him, so I need to be able to play it because I wrote it. So, I have to do the practicing part of it. All right, lots of notable changes I made here. D, C sharp, E flat, this D, more or less the same. This D, so here is a pretty stable location. This area, let me see what's different. So the yellow one, which is a foam pencil grip now, used to be a green triangular hard plastic. So the hard plastic just pushed it further still apart, which made the bolt very hard to stay in. I used to use just big bolts that were both long and thick. Now I'm trying something different with shorter but still thick. Here we are with the upper half, similarly to down here, which pencil grip to use, foam versus hard plastic. The bolts, as they go up higher, actually become screws, but really fat screws. One other really silly, dumb thing. I think that's some like rock thing. Dun, dun, dun. So that about sums up the full John Cage prepared piano setup for the 1948 Sonatas and Interludes for prepared piano, along with many other works written in the past 7 or so years. All right, that wraps up Alloy Day 10. This is some of the stuff I worked on today. It's called Haunted by Comfort, and it's for Adam Tendler and myself to be playing the other part. Is for piano 4. And there's a lot of fantasy-like parts that use Debussy quotes in a sort of dreamlike improvisatory fashion. Things like that. And Kevin Laskey's piece is really, really cool. Some effects in there. A lot of different textures, exploring all of the prepared notes in really interesting ways, and finding notes that aren't prepared at times to really come out of the texture. The one note that isn't prepared can really stick out. Jeffrey Weeter's piece is really cool too. I love the really nice big thuddy use of the percussion, the low end of the percussion of the setup in really cool ways. Jonathon Kirk's I got to only touch on a little bit along with Joann Cho's work. I will hopefully have more time to work on those. Same with Mortis by Robert Reinhart. And they're all really cool just from glancing at it and hearing the scores for these three. I've heard some really cool stuff that I can't wait to to play. The piano is still fully prepared, so I'll have to just break it down and go home.